Robert Mead here, welcome. So you've seen it online, you've seen it on YouTube, these spectacular stories of people who've manifested, realized fantastic lives using the power of their imagination, using techniques from the law of attraction, and perhaps Neville Goddard's law of assumption, which I firmly use and believe in. And yet, really, you've tried some of this stuff. You've tried to follow the directions, you've done your best, and yet you have no results. You're still dealing with the same old every day of your life that you said, you know what? I just don't believe in this stuff. I don't think it can work for me. Well, I'm going to help you see today how you can make it work for you by being able to imagine and then stay in that state of belief, how you can maintain it, and be in that vibration you need to be in, even all day long, and bring your manifestation to you, not only in reality, but even faster than you expect. Stay with me to find out. We're getting started right now. Okay, so you've been studying this stuff. You've studied Neville Goddard, you've studied the law of assumption, you've used other methods from the law of attraction. You start out great in the morning. Perhaps you go into your meditation, you read, you study, you know what you want, and yet your day gets started, you're dealing with the kids, you're dealing with work, daily chores, the mundane occurrences of life. Before you know it, by 12 noon, you're, forget about it. And you go back to your life, and for the rest of the day, you just have a tough time until you go back into your meditation again later, or go back to the information. You get inspired once again, and you start over. Well, how can we prevent this always starting over and starting over? How can we stay in our wish fulfilled? How can we maintain the image of our desire fulfilled? One of the key ways that Neville Goddard gave that I fully believe in is called fundamentals. Now, fundamentals is a process that you can use, and I recommend you using it all day long. Okay? So, again, you've done a little bit of reading and meditation in the morning, you have your goal back in mind, you're feeling good about it, you've imagined your wish come true for that new career, that new relationship, whatever it might be for you. Okay? And you're getting ready to go to work, you're starting your day, you're getting involved in all the usual activities of life. Right? What can you do to maintain it? Neville taught something called fundamentals. Now, fundamentals is 3 steps. 1, self-observation. Uncritically observing yourself throughout the day. Your reactions and your responses. How you respond to things that happen to you and with you during your day. Number 2 is aim. Having that goal in mind, and being able to go back to that state of mind and back to that aim throughout the day. And number 3 is detachment. Being able to detach from that negative circumstance and bring yourself again back in harmony and alignment with the new you, that person you want to be and the goals you want to accomplish, in spite of all you're facing all day long. So let's go back through those and help you understand how to apply them in your life. The first one is self-observation. And really, it's described as uncritical observation, because we all have those moments when we lose our temper, when we get upset with something, and we lose it, we snap. And we're wondering, well, what happened? Right? And we don't know what to do. Well, instead of condemning yourself or condemning someone else or getting in that spirit of, somebody cut me off on the highway again, right? Instead of going there, simply observe it uncritically and notice that you're not having a good response to that situation. So all you're doing is simply notice it, become aware of it. And you'll notice throughout Neville Goddard's books and teachings, he mentions the need to become more and more conscious. We want to be conscious creators. So we need to live in awareness and be awake and not in that sleepy mental state. So we want to be awake all day long through self-observation. Now again, you observe yourself getting off track. And I love the way he describes this. He talks about it might be just the normal activities of life, right? So here's again what you need to do. First, again, is self-observation. Now, before you begin your day, let me give you some ideas again that will help you carry your wish fulfilled into your day as you observe yourself. And that is, start your day reading and meditating and contemplating and imagining your desire as yours. So you might be in the midst of creating that new career, imagining you moving up, leveling up your income, leveling up your career, and you're looking for opportunity, and you're imagining that you already have it. That's the law of assumption. Imagine that you already have it. So you've done that in the morning, you feel good. So be sure you do that in the morning, because it really predetermines, what I call predetermine your day. So you can predetermine your outcome. You can imagine that your interview is going to go well that day. You can imagine that you're going to have cooperation from coworkers in your place of employment. You can imagine success that you're going to have, perhaps if you work online or whatever capacity. So you're imagining you already have success. And that's a really great way to start your day. But next, you go through your day and yet you run into something, okay? So what do you do next? You observe yourself uncritically, you take note of it. But now you want to get into step 2, which is remember your aim, remember your goal. And attached to your goal might be the concept of wanting to be at peace, calm, serenity. You want to have that spiritual armor or protection, so to speak, to keep you from getting upset, to handle whatever comes your way, right? So you want to go back and you want to now remember your aim. So you might have your goal, right? Whether your goal is, as we said, to achieve a better income, to raise your standard of life, to have a relationship or repair a relationship or better relationships. Whatever your goal is, better health, money, finances, you name it. Along with that goal, we know that it always manifests in a much easier fashion if it's effortless. And so we also want to stay calm in what Neville calls subjective control of our emotions. We want to be able to move from not getting upset to moving right back into that state of peace and calm and a knowingness. Okay? So what you can do is you want to remember your aim. That's step 2. You've self-observed, you're getting off track, and you want to get back in alignment. So remember your aim and take a moment. It might only be just 30 seconds to a minute. And just remember that you are calm, you're at peace, and your goal is yours. Your goal is secure. So you want to bring your mind and your heart and your spirit and your emotions, your mood, and your attitude back in alignment with that goal, with that aim. You with me so far? So uncritical self-observation, don't condemn yourself or anyone else for that matter. Take a deep breath, bring yourself back into calm and peace, and get back in touch with your aim, your goal, not only to accomplish that big goal, but also to be at peace and have serenity, and let it go. Now, you're getting refocused. Now, you might have to do this several times a day because stuff happens, stuff comes up, whether it be traffic, someone at work, a family member, your teenager, your children, your partner, your husband, your wife, whatever you're dealing with. taking a deep breath and then getting reattached to your goal and imagining not only yourself calm and peaceful, but imagining them as cooperative and getting the right response from them is all part and parcel to getting back in touch with your aim. Okay? Now, step 3 is detachment. Detachment, you really want to actually detach from that unwanted feeling. Okay? Now, detachment, I actually want to read that for you because detachment is what Neville calls inner separation. So within your self-talk and your thinking, as you self-correct through self-observation, reattachment to your goal, you want to separate, inner separation from that vibration, from that bad vibe, from that feeling that you don't want to be part of anymore. So you're getting back into alignment, and now you want to detach from that feeling, all right? So really what you're doing is you're catching yourself, detaching from the unwanted response, and you're reattaching to your desired outcome. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Now, one of the things that helps me to do that, and I've used it myself, and I encourage my clients to use it, and they use it too, is let's face it, in the heat of a situation, we forget who we are. We forget that we're that calm, peaceful, that person that's receiving that goal and imagining it true. We forget that sometimes, right? So I actually encourage them, my clients, and I've used it myself, to actually do what Napoleon Hill and Bob Proctor did. And that is actually have an index card. Maybe a 5x3 index card, an old-fashioned index card, okay? You take that blank index card, and on one side of it, you write down your goal, your aim, and the personality trait of peace and calm that you're working on, okay? That you are becoming. Now on the other side, write down something inspirational. So an inspirational saying, something from Neville, something that always inspires you, right? Could even be from a song. Something that brings you back, puts you back in a good mood. Now, when you find yourself out of alignment, you observe that happening, simply reach in your pocket or your pocketbook or your purse, as it might be, or your book, wherever you might keep your card. Bring it out, read it, remember your goal, turn it over, read your point of inspiration, pause, take maybe 15, 30 seconds, take a deep breath, get back into that state of your wish fulfilled, back in that state of calm, serenity, and knowingness, okay? Now, I have a client, I've had a lot of clients do this, but I have a client very recently told me that she's only been doing this for a week. And she already has people at work saying, "What's up with you? You seem so calm now. What are you doing? What are you doing different? You seem like you're just handling everything better. What's going on?" So she told him a little bit. Of course, most of them wouldn't understand, but it was because she was practicing fundamentals, and she was practicing those fundamentals every day throughout the day. Now, you'll find if you do it every day throughout the day, by the time you get home, you'll be so proud of yourself at how you handled that line at the bank, that coworker who snapped at you, right? That unwanted text message or call that you got from somebody that was less than positive. How you handled it when a family member said something cutting or typically irritating. How you just seem to handle it different. You, as if from the third person, simply observed yourself, went back to your desired self, and separated from it, took a deep breath, and carried on. If you do this every day, you will find that you'll begin to manifest your goal because you'll be in that image of your goal more frequently throughout the day. Now, when you come home, and of course, before you go to bed, you want to reread your goal and imagine again, use your meditation, and perhaps read again, listening to Neville or listening to a meditation from Joe Dispenza or someone else that inspires you before you go to sleep. And that puts you back into sleep overnight, training your subconscious and reprogramming yourself. Again, in the morning, start fresh, read, meditate, imagine your desired life as you'd like to have it, see it as already yours. And then use the 3 steps of fundamentals on critical self-observation, your aim, imagining your aim, your goal, and reattaching to it as you separate and detach from that unwanted feeling and thinking that you were just experiencing, and go back to center. Okay? If you do this every day, I know that within a few weeks you'll be messaging me and say, Robert, you know what? This works. Real quick suggestion. Actually read Fundamentals by Neville. Now, where can you find it? Simply Google Fundamentals by Neville, and I would recommend that you'd actually type in Fundamentals by Neville Goddard PDF, and that will give you the written, readable version of that process that he gave for us so many years ago. It's still so effective today. Also, you can watch the Fundamentals by Neville on YouTube. Okay, so there's 2 ways to get more out of this and follow up on this video. So this is Robert Mead coming to you from the Philippines in my beautiful home here on the beach, hoping you apply fundamentals and you will see the results in your life. To get more, click on the videos you'll see that I have posted above and find out more how you can apply the law of assumption and imagine better than the best you have now, the best life possible through the power of your imagination.